Hey, what's up, everybody? 413 Sportstalk number 396 is here. First and foremost, we're going to start like this. This is a shout out to Mark Gomes. He was complaining about ESPN's list of the top wideouts. Well, as you know, we got NFL ranked today, and we are talking about the wide receivers. So, Mark Gomes, this is for you. I'm going to tag you in this as soon as it's uploaded. Bear with me, though, because this might take a day or two. This is a very long episode, as most of these have been. Anyway, this is called the Pass Catchers. That's what it's called. We'll discuss the obvious and who is currently the league's best at what and what that means going forward. Plus, today is July 19, 2022. It's a Tuesday night where the MLB wraps up its All-Star festivities with the 92nd All-Star game. Sorry, I didn't mean to go Roadrunner on you. I give you the final lineups for the AL and NL respectively. I don't know if I have that page attached. Don't quote me on that. So anyway, yeah, I have news, WNBA scores, and insights you don't want to miss. Everything's a go. Besides episode 396. Yeah, starting to drink. Hey. All right. I'm back with another Next Gen Top 10 that is sure to rile up some fans of air attacks. Apparently, you got it right with the defensive backs to start the series. I haven't received much outrage on that front yet, but the selection of these receivers and their placement is going to raise some eyebrows. So I'm just telling you, no doubt about it. But please, you can't argue with this. I know the feelings, and it comes with the territory here. But before you scroll down in search of your favorite team's top pass catcher, first consider a quick explanation of the methodology used to build these rankings. And trust me, I messed up a lot doing this. Honestly, this took 2 weeks more than it should have. As I did a year ago, I set some baselines with these rankings in order to qualify. Pass catcher, running backs are not included. Had to have 50 targets, 50 receptions, and 300 routes ran. From there, it was all about separating players via next-gen stats. Catch rate over expected, CROE, as a metric which measures the difficulty of completion using a number of factors. Separation from nearest defender, depth of target, speed, etc. Players boasting higher CROEs have consistently made difficult, unlikely catches more often than the rest of the wideouts. These are the ones who you can count on to make the catch, honestly. Which is what we all want in our pass catchers, right? Here's my top 10 list based on the next gen stats metrics from the 2021 NFL season. Number 10, Adam Thielen, wideout for the Minnesota Vikings, catch rate of 70.5%. As expected was 64.7%, and the catch rate over expected, CROE, as we talked about a couple minutes ago, is plus 5.8%. Thielen makes a repeat appearance on this ranking, but unlike last year, he won't be joined by his younger teammate, Justin Jefferson. Calm down. That's a surprise considering Jefferson finished with the second most receiving yards in the NFL at 1,616. And also is the record holder for the most receiving yards in the first two seasons, 2018. But Thielen outranks him because of the degree to which he exceeded the expectations. Jefferson finished with the CROE of plus 2.4%. Thielen has been doing his work for a while now. Since 2018, he owns a CROE of 11.4% outside the numbers and 25.7 CROE in the red zone. Wow, bananas. These two marks are good for second and first among all qualifying pass catchers during that span. He was once again reliably effective in a variety of situations last year. Thielen helped Vikings passers post a passer rating of 145.8 when targeting him against man coverage. Trying for the best mark in the league, honestly. Damn near neck and neck. And even he shifted to like more of an outside receiver role after being like aligned wide on 44% snaps in 2018. It was mostly like slot, I guess. He was wide on the outside in 72% of those same plays in 2021. Proving to be an effective target regardless of the situation. That CROE of plus 0.8% on 95 targets. Confirm that. Number 9, Jamar Chase, wideout for the Cincinnati Bengals, a catch rate of 63.3, the expected catch rate of 57.1, and a CROE of plus 6.2%. Let me tell you something, that preseason was bullshit, and that's why his expected catch rate was lower than what he actually did, as you saw the season that he had, getting Offensive Rookie of the Year honors. Jamar Chase, here's my breakdown. The how you say it, the darling of the 2021 season and winner of the Offensive Rookie of the Year. Certainly earned his spot here, resetting the rookie record for most receiving yards in the season at 1,455. He also keyed an unlikely run to the Super Bowl for his Cincinnati Bengals, setting another rookie receiving record for most postseason receiving yards with 368. Chase sits relatively low on this list because of his catch rate over expected and overall catch rate compared to those above him. None of that should diminish what Chase accomplished in his very first NFL season, however. He became the first rookie in the next-gen stats era, which began in 2016, to lead the league in receiving touchdowns on deep passes, 7, and he set an NGS record for the most receiving yards on go routes at 542, led the league in receiving yards, 923 on that same metric, and touchdowns, 11 outside of the numbers on those deep plays. Good chunk of those robust receiving yards came after the catch. He finished second in the NFL in yards gained after a catch over expected with an astounding 356, but surprisingly only 73 of those came on go routes. Weird, right? This brings to mind one signature play, Chase's 82-yard touchdown in the Week 7 blowout of Baltimore. My old man called that one too, by the way. This brings to mind, honestly, it was crazy. Operating with 2 yards of a pre-snap cushion, he ran a slant. Joe Burrow just delivered it on time, and the rest was history. He put 3 of those Ravens defenders right on the ground, like Juke City, and he took off, and that was it. The expected yards after catch was 3.2. He gained 76.2, making for a plus 73 yards after catch on average on that play alone, equaling his entire total for the season on go routes. Chase is special, honestly. Probably going to do sort of the same thing what he did this year in 2022. He's another player who would have posted a higher CROE with fewer targets. Each of the top 4 on the list fell below 78 total targets. But regardless of whatever those numbers mean to you, he's going to be a star in this league for quite some time. Number 8, here's somebody I really don't like talking about. But for the sake of the list and getting going with it, let's go. Number 8, Davante Adams, wide receiver for the Raiders in 2021. He was with my Green Bay Packers. Catch rate of 72.8%. Expected catch rate was 66.6%, and the CROE was plus 6.2%. Like Jamar Chase, Adams ended up with a surprisingly low ranking here because of his CROE. It was suppressed by his high target total. Adams was targeted on 30% of Green Bay's total passes last season, the second largest target share of any pass catcher in the NFL on a minimum of 200 routes run. And the reasoning is simple. He is a premier wide receiver, no matter the route or the location. He's there. He will make the catch. Need proof? You need some more proof? All right. Davante tied for the most receptions when targeted on go routes. Tied for the most receiving touchdowns on slant routes with 3. Led the NFL in receptions with 77. In yards gained down the seams, 914. That's all on that specific metric alone. Finished third in yards per route run, tied for fourth in touchdown receptions outside the numbers with 6. Finished fourth in yards after catch with 667, I found. And he was also not slowed by any physical corners, finishing in the top 5 in receptions and yards versus press coverage alone, which is what he faced most of the time. He does it all. He'll be expected to do more of the same in Las Vegas. If he'd owned a lower target share in 2021, that is, and perhaps a less accurate quarterback than Aaron Rodgers, which there's plenty of them, Adams would have probably landed a little higher on this list. Number 7, George Kittle, tight end for the San Francisco 49ers. And I was kind of like, I'm not going to put him on this list at all because he was hurt most of last year. But listen to this. Catch rate of 75.5%. X catch 68.9% and CROE of plus 6.6%. Allow me to take this moment to welcome a premier tight end back to the top 10. Kittle missed his group 1 year ago due to injuries, but he's back with a vengeance after another Pro Bowl campaign. A quiet one, might I add. While keeping this brief, because the explanation is simple, Kittle is a run-blocking beast and is just as rugged as player as you could find with the ball in his hands. His production when aligned to tight end, not flexed out or as one of the Y tight end, is where he will get the larger amount of his work. Second best in marks per target, which would be 10.8, yards per route 3.3. He's an every down threat regardless to what it is, if he's lined up in the backfield or actually on the line blocking, or if he's going to block and then release and pop out for the reception, making all that difficult shit look easy. Cooper Kupp, number 6, catch rate of 75.9, X catch of 69.2, and CROE of plus 6.8%. Anybody's probably going to shoot me up for this one. I get it. There's no shortage of impressive figures from Kupp's Triple Crown season. The Rams stars next-gen stats single-season record for most receiving yards gained on out-breaking routes, 527. Out-breaking routes like posts, goes, stuff like that, the deep stuff. 527. Caught the game-winning touchdown pass in the fucking Super Bowl. Like, what else? What else can we say? But since we're ranking these pass catchers by catch rates over expected, just X catch, well, this is where Cooper Kupp lands. His gross statistics are astounding and some of the best in the league. He recorded the most receiving yards when aligned in the slot at 1,321. In the next-gen era, by a wide margin, no other has ever broke 1,000. With that category, and his 89 receptions and 9 touchdowns out of the slot also topped the charts in the NGS era. Matthew Stafford's 2021 passer rating when targeting Kupp out of the slot was also the highest ever at 141.9, and Kupp was uber reliable when opposing defenses send the blitz, helping Stafford post a perfect passer rating when targeting Kupp against extra pressure. Kupp's 8 touchdown receptions against the blitz, unsurprisingly, were tied for the most by any player in the next-gen stats era. The resume is sterling, it's long, tedious to listen to, but the production is obvious. The ring is going to need polishing, though. But as a result of massive number of targets, his 191 were the most in the NFL this year. Kupp's catch rate over expected was lower than others on the list. Number 5, Hunter Renfrow for the Las Vegas Raiders, catch rate of 80.5%, X catch of 71.7%, and a CROE of plus 8.8. The third down master, as I call him, and route running wizard, stepped up in a big way for the Raiders 2021, leading the team in receiving yards of 1,038, and despite averaging just 10.1 yards a catch. That's crazy. That's somebody always had the clamps on him, pretty much. What we already know about Renfrow shined through the numbers. His sure hands made him an easy go-to target for Derek Carr, no matter where the routes originated. And the way he ran them made him a problem for defenses. Most every situation, honestly. Renfro finished 4th in average target separation when aligned wide out, racked up the 6th most receiving yards at 643, and aligned in the slot and tied for 10th in receiving yards. 10th in receiving touchdowns, caught outside the numbers with 5. When this guy lined up in a bunch formation, you gotta be fucking scared. He was devastating. Ran for 17 more routes than the next closest player out of bunch sets, saw 11 more targets, caught 11 more passes, and gained 49 more yards than the next closest receiver. It's no surprise then that he led the NFL with 4 touchdowns on out routes and catching 23 of 29 targets for 195 yards. Sheesh. So basically a third when you're faced at least. Let's say if you face like a 3rd and 6, this is the guy you're gonna fucking look for. Honestly, shoot, 3rd and 4, let's fucking throw it. First down, let's just get out the way. Fuck it, right? No matter where he lined up, he was a tough cover and a hard ask for anybody, and an easy target. He's not a burner. He won't torch you. He won't torch most safeties at that downfield. But he'll make plenty of money with the skill set, being the 3rd down master. Add in the sure hands, and you have a top 5 receiver. At exceeding expectations. Wow. Number 4, Kendrick Bourne, wideout from the Patriots, 78.6% catch rate, X-catch at 69.6%, a CROE of just plus 9% at the even mark. Now here's a surprise. Perhaps we can chalk this up to New England's reversion, to a run-first offense of eras past, as the Patriots finished 8th in NFL rushing yards per game in 2021. That helped open up things for Bourne to make a difference at a variety of depths. Posting the league's best catch rate over expected on passes of 10 plus yards or more in the air, 31.9%, while also gaining an NFL-leading 9.5 yards per target on passes of fewer than 10 air yards. Catch and run was the name of his fucking game, as he tied for 4th in yards gained over expected with 156. Bourne isn't a name you expect to see on this kind of list, but his combination of his ability to make an impact at a number of depths, his run after the catch threats, and New England's unpredictability, even with the rookie at quarterback, all help explain his placement on the list. Number 3, really quickly, Tyler Lockett, Seattle Seahawk, with a catch rate of 68.2%, X-catch of 59%, CROE of 9.2%. Number 2 is Christian Kirk, wideout for the Arizona Cardinals, who is now with the Jacksonville Jaguars. 74.8% catch rate, an X-catch of 65.4, and a CROE of 9.4, which basically means one could ponder that he got paid his extension he got that big contract from Jacksonville based off of these numbers alone. And the number 1 guy on the list is T. Higgins, wideout for the Bengals, 67.3% catch rate with an X-catch of 57.5 and a CROE of 9.8. He quietly had one of the best seasons of any wideout this year, and I think the production will ramp up. Defenses are obviously going to be focused with stopping Jamar Chase, but they have somebody else they need to worry about. And T. Higgins, this is going to be your year. And this is the end of episode 396 of 4-3 Sports Talk. Love you all, wishing a bit of health, wealth, and success. Thank you very much for your continued support, and we will see you tomorrow.